If you're just getting into hiking or you're striving to do longer hikes, then adding some physical fitness training to your routines will help you out tremendously. While hiking can be fun and adventurous, it also is physically demanding and may cause injuries if not prepared properly. Depending on your current fitness level and the hike's difficulty, you'll want to give yourself anywhere between 2 to 8 weeks to prepare your body. Hikes that are longer in length and more difficult in terms of steepness will require you to be more fit than hikes that are more leisurely or shorter in distance naturally. The good news is that getting into proper hiking shape isn't as hard as you might think, and so in today's video, we'll be covering the 6 essential areas to train and what to do for them in order to prepare you for your next hike. Stay tuned. If you're new to the channel, make sure to click the subscribe button and tap the notification bell to get notified of our latest video. Number 1. Getting those legs in shape. Since your legs will be doing most of the work, it's only natural that this is our first focus. If you have ever worked out legs at the gym after taking a good bit of time off from working out, then you can expect the same pain from going on day hikes if you're not prepared. And if you haven't, you really want to avoid the feeling of fear from having to go up and down stairs or even just trying to sit down on the toilet. To get those legs in shape, squats and lunges are going to be your best friend as they work the same muscles as hiking. Find an open space, whether it's your backyard, driveway, the gym, or even your office at lunchtime, and get lunging. Even add a few jump squats in between and you'll be set. To help even more, stop by your local sports shop and buy a kettlebell to hold during the lunges and swing with your squats. Your legs will burn, but that's just their way of saying thank you for getting them ready for your hike. If you're planning on using a heavy backpack for your next hike, here's a bonus workout tip to help you be strong enough to carry that backpack throughout the hike. Start by grabbing the backpack you'll be using for the hike and make it weigh about 20 pounds. Once you do that, find your nearest park bench that's about 16 to 18 inches high and perform the step-up exercises for about 10 to 15 minutes. The goal will be for you to perform this exercise session for about 2 to 3 times per week and add 5 pounds a week until your pack is as heavy as it will be on your hike. If you're planning on an extended multi-day hike, do this exercise 3 times a week until you can do 700 step-ups in less than 30 minutes. Number 2. Break out the cardio. Leg day is great, but cardio is critical too. When preparing for your hike, it's important that you fit in time for your cardio. Walking at a brisk pace straight uphill can leave even a cardio beast both mentally and physically exhausted. And if you happen to be hiking with a group and your group is moving quicker than you are on the hike, your body will do what it can to show you can keep up the pace. This is where strong legs, strong lungs, and a strong mind will come into play. We recommend you doing cardio for about 3 to 5 days per week and about 30 to 60 minutes per session. Depending on how long you're planning your hikes for, you can adjust this to fit your needs. Workouts should be done at a moderate intensity in which you can carry on a conversation but still are breathing heavier than usual and working up a sweat. If you like going to the gym, then ramp up that treadmill to a quick pace on the hill function. Alternate between a treadmill, an elliptical, and even a rowing machine to break up the monotony and work out the whole body. If the gym isn't your cup of tea, find some trails near you or a neighborhood with hills. Essentially anywhere with several inclines will work great for your cardio. The most important thing is to do cardio that works the major muscle groups in the lower body since the legs are predominantly used in hiking. Now I know what you're thinking. What if you're only getting ready for a small hike? Does this training schedule also apply to me? Don't worry, stay tuned to the end of the video and we've got you covered too. Number 3. Strengthen those ankles. 2 of the most common hiking injuries are ankle rolling and ankle sprain. No one looks forward to a helicopter rescue in their future, and walking down a mountain is more strenuous on your ankles and knees than going up. The thought of twisting your ankle in the wilderness abyss is enough to make anyone want to strengthen up. For this area, you can either go all out and join your local boot camp fitness classes where they tend to do a lot of exercises such as high knees between tires and work on your ankle strength, or you can just work on running up and down stairs at a quick pace and jump roping. Something unique that you can also do is to try running or walking in the sand as it builds the muscles that protect your knees and ankles. Standing on a tennis ball or a balance disc is great for this too as it builds the small stabilizer muscles around the ankles and the knees. Whatever you're able to do for ankle strength, just make sure you do it because it is extremely important when you're going hiking. Number 4. Work on your mobility. The goal here is to train our joints to be familiar with their full and active range of motion in unfamiliar movements. Most importantly, developing a full range of motion is one of the best ways to prevent injuries. To start, swap many of the exercises you do at the gym or at home with the resistance band, as it will strengthen your muscles through their full extension. You can also try using loop resistance band for range of motion stretching specifically, as you can take the joint through a full range of motion while stretching the muscles around the joints in various planes of motion. Just think of how much easier it will be to hike up hills when you're able to fully stretch the muscles in your legs to lunge up those rocks. In addition to a structured mobility routine, aim to incorporate more physical activity into your everyday life. Take the stairs at work wherever you need to switch floors, and even during a lunch break for extra exercise. Practice proper form for simple things such as doing a full squat when picking something up from the ground to engage your mobility. All of these activities can increase the heart rate, test your mobility, and get the muscles pumping in preparation for a hiking trail in your future. Number 5. Build up the upper body. While you're mostly using your legs during hiking, good upper body strength, especially in your back, will serve you well on long trips where you need to carry a heavier backpack. Some of the exercises that you can include for a few sets in your next strength session are bent over rows, deadlifts, and an overhead press. These exercises will target your whole back from your trapezius muscles to your mid-back, shoulders, and lower back to help support carrying a heavy backpack through your hike. We recommend strength training about 2 to 3 days per week in preparation for hiking, but will be particularly more important if you're carrying a heavier backpack with food and basic essentials. You don't need to put a lot of muscle bulk for hiking, as the heavier mass could potentially slow you down. Rather, lift for general strength and conditioning by selecting 6 to 8 exercises per workout for the arms, shoulders, chest, back, legs, and the glutes. Choose a weight that causes fatigue by the 12th or 15th repetition and complete 2 to 3 sets in total. Number 6. Fuel up the right way. While not a training focus necessarily, nutrition is still a key aspect to improve if you haven't already adopted healthier eating habits. Doing so in the weeks prior to your hike will boost energy levels and fuel muscles for extended exercise. And as we've talked about several times here on this channel, poor eating habits will leave you lethargic and weak. Make sure to avoid foods high in fats, particularly trans and polyunsaturated fats, in favor of low-calorie, nutrient-rich vegetables, fruits, lean proteins, and monounsaturated fats. Healthier eating will also, of course, help you drop excess pounds if you drop your overall caloric intake, and naturally, it will make your hike easier and far more enjoyable. And now, our bonus section. As I mentioned earlier, if you're not planning on doing any crazy long hikes but still want to train adequately, we've got you covered. The most common hikes that beginners start with are the day hikes, and to prepare for one, here's a simple routine that you can follow. First, take yourself out for a walk 2 to 3 times during the week. Make sure to move briskly enough to get your heart rate up, and then keep it up for at least 30 minutes. Make sure to wear the same shoes that you'll be wearing on your hike during these brisk walks. A surefire way to get blisters is to walk for a long time in shoes that you haven't worn in a long time, or even at all. Also, carry a lightly weighted day pack on your weekday walks. That way, you'll make sure you're prepared to tote your essential gear for your hike. Now, as far as basic exercises are concerned, here are 3 exercises that will cover the essential movements you'll be doing without going overboard. All these exercises you can combine with your 2 to 3 time weekly walks that I just mentioned for a good weekly training schedule leading up to your hike. For lunges, you can use dumbbells for added resistance, or simply use your body weights and add more reps. And of course, if you do have that day pack we just mentioned, simply leave it on and perform the lunges with them. This second exercise is called the poor man's leg curl and is a great alternative to still train your hamstrings using a simple bench from a park that you can find during your walks. And lastly, banded walks are great for improving hip, foot, and ankle stability, as well as joint stabilization, and can be done anywhere with a simple resistance band. Each exercise should be performed for about 3 to 4 sets at about 10 reps for each leg. Doing this in combination with your weekly walks will be more than enough to get you prepared for your small hikes. And if you end up wanting longer hikes, then you simply follow the exercise and training schedules that we discussed throughout the video. So there you have it. 6 essential areas to train for hiking, and a simple routine for beginners to start with before embarking on their hiking journey. Let us know in the comments below if you're an experienced hiker and have any additional recommendations. If you have suggestions on any topic in particular that we should cover, drop a comment for that too, and we may cover it in the future. If you enjoyed today's content, make sure to smash the like button, as it helps support the channel and with the YouTube algorithm. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.